Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're standing in a library. Thousands of books around you, each one filled with decades of wisdom, experience, and knowledge. On one shelf, Einstein's thoughts. On another, Steve Jobs' secrets. Over there, the lessons Oprah swears by. Now let me ask you, what if I told you that the greatest minds in history all share one simple daily habit, and a habit is reading books every single day? Warren Buffett spends up to 6 hours a day reading. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science by devouring books. Oprah calls reading her path to freedom. So here's a big question. If reading is a golden thread connecting the world's smartest and most successful people, why aren't more of us doing it? Today, we're unlocking the power of daily reading. You'll discover why smart people read books daily, how it rewires your brain for success, the incredible stories of leaders who built their empires through books, and finally, how you can build this life-changing habit into your own life. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear has the power to transform your future. Let's start with the science. When you read a book, your brain is not just processing words, it's going through a full mental workout. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. Every time you read, you're strengthening new neural pathways. Reading improves focus, memory, creativity, and problem-solving. An MRI study showed that readers actually build more gray matter in their brains, the same stuff responsible for intelligence. Reading fiction improves empathy by letting you experience the world through another person's mind. Reading nonfiction sharpens logic and expands knowledge. And here's a fascinating fact. A Yale study found that people who read books live, on average, 2 years longer than those who didn't. Why? Because reading keeps the brain young, sharp, and stress-free. Think about that. A daily reading habit doesn't just make you smarter. It can literally add years to your life. Now, let's move from science to real life. Let's look at the giants of our time. Warren Buffett once said, "Read 500 pages a day." That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours a day. He calls reading the key to his $100 billion fortune. Bill Gates reads 50 books every year. He takes reading vacations. Yes, actual trips where he does nothing but read. Gates says books give him the power to go deep into a subject in a way nothing else can. Elon Musk was once asked, "How did you learn to build rockets?" His answer, "I read books." Musk didn't go to rocket school. He learned by reading relentlessly. Oprah Winfrey said, "Books were my path to personal freedom." She built an entire movement, Oprah's Book Club, just to spread the power of reading. Do you notice the pattern? These leaders didn't stumble into success. They built it page by page, book by book. Okay, now let's break down the benefits of daily reading. Why exactly does this habit turn ordinary people into extraordinary leaders? 1. Knowledge advantage. Every book you read is like downloading decades of experience in a few hours. Instead of learning through painful trial and error, you borrow wisdom from those who've already walked the path. 2. Sharper focus. We live in a world of distractions, social media, notifications, endless scrolling. Reading trains your brain to focus deeply for long stretches of time. That focus becomes a weapon in everything you do. 3. Better decisions. Reading expands your perspective. It gives you mental models. When Buffett faces an investment decision, he's not guessing. He's applying thousands of lessons absorbed from books. 4. Emotional intelligence. When you read stories, biographies, or even novels, you step into another person's life. You develop empathy, patience, and understanding. That's why great leaders are almost always great readers. 5. Stress reduction. A study found that just 6 minutes of reading can reduce stress levels by up to 68%. Imagine ending your day with peace instead of scrolling anxiety. 6. Financial growth. Most self-made millionaires are avid readers. In fact, Tom Corley's research showed that 88% of wealthy people read daily for self-improvement. Success leaves clues, and one of the biggest clues is books. Now, let's get practical. Maybe you're thinking, I want to read more, but I don't have time. Here's the truth. You don't need hours a day. You just need consistency. Start small. Read 10 minutes a day. That's it. Anyone can find 10 minutes. Always carry a book. physical, Kindle, or audiobook. Make reading your default instead of scrolling. Choose topics that excite you. Don't force boring books. Read what pulls you in. Set a goal. Even one book a month means 12 books a year. Over 10 years, that's 120 books. Replace dead time. Commutes, waiting rooms, before bed. Read instead of wasting time. Remember, the goal isn't speed. It's consistency. 1 page a day is better than none. Over time, 1 page becomes 1 chapter, 1 chapter becomes 1 book, and 1 book becomes a transformed life. Now let's look ahead. We're entering an age of AI, automation, and endless information. The people who thrive won't be those who consume the most content, but those who understand it deeply. That's the gift of reading. It teaches you to think critically, connect ideas, and solve problems. Mark Twain once said, "The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read." In other words, not reading in today's world is like choosing to be blind in a room full of opportunities. Smart people know this. That's why they guard their reading time like treasure. Because in a world where most people are distracted, readers hold a competitive edge. So here's the truth. Reading is not just a hobby. It's not something for bookworms or professors. Reading is a superpower. Every book you pick up is a door to new ideas, new opportunities, new levels of thinking. If Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Oprah, and Bill Gates can make time to read daily, despite running billion-dollar empires, what's our excuse? Starting today, commit to just 10 minutes a day. That's all. 10 minutes that could reshape your future. Because 1 book can spark 1 idea. 1 idea can spark 1 decision. And 1 decision can change your entire life. So the question is simple. What book will you pick up today?